Hello everyone, I am Roma Ludrik, working as an assistant professor in Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies, Aurangabad. Today we are going to discuss on barriers to communication. All of you know that communication is a complex interactive process involving assumption and an unspoken agreement between persons. There are frequent errors and misunderstanding in the process of communication. Due to faulty communication, a large number of managerial problems arise. Poorly transmitted message may lead to misunderstanding and frictions which may have an adverse effect on the communication. There are various obstacles or difficulties that come in the way of communication. They are termed as barriers to communication. They may be physical, mechanical, psychological, cultural, or linguistic in nature. So, today in this lecture, we are going to see what are barriers to communication and how to overcome with it. So, communication, as I already said, it is the art of transmitting knowledge, ideas, information, and thoughts from one person to another. So, the transfer should be such that the receiver understands the meaning and the intent of the message and give proper feedback. Remember that without feedback, communication process is not going to complete, and that is why it is very much important that receiver understands the message and he should give the proper feedback. So no matter how good the communication system in an organization, unfortunately barriers can and do often occur. So let us see through this picture that here is a sender, here is the receiver, and here is a message. See, sender, receiver, and there is a message, and these are the barriers. Okay, so though we are following the requisite qualities for written and oral communication, though we add much and more in our message and follow the principles of effective communication, still the outside means, that is external and internal object, disturbs the whole communication event, which result into misunderstanding. This is how communication falls in the line and creates complexity among both sender and receiver. The main object is to convey message. What is the main object? So it is to convey the message. The where receiver could receive and decode, means translate what is meant and return appropriate feedback. By using various tricks, sender prepare the message and put before the receiver, but somewhere message gets leakage and loses the effectiveness because of this. So this frequently happen in communication process and message is misunderstood. This occurs due to communication gap. Most of the speaker admit themselves by continuously asking, "Do you understand?" Why should you be asking such questions? It means that you are sure of coming barriers in your interaction. So this shows that we cannot put ourselves effectively. A few situations created inside and outside of us which affects, weakens the set line of communication. So these obstacles are complex objects and here known as barriers in communication cycles. Okay, so let us see the definition of barriers. Barriers to communication can be defined as the aspects or conditions that interfere with effective exchange of ideas or thoughts. Now see, what is communication? Communication is an exchange of thoughts and ideas. So barrier is going to interfere. So barriers are the difficulties which involved in the process of communication, which distort the message being properly understood by the receiver. So barriers prevent the communication from being effective. When we called it as effective communication, when sender sends the message to the receiver, receiver decodes it and receiver gives feedback and sender understands that receiver received the message and he understood the message completely, then the communication become effective. But what the barrier does, it prevent the communication from being effective. So if barrier appears in communication process, it affects on the communication. Sometimes it delays the process, interrupts the situation, creates misunderstanding between receiver and listener. So by considering the above obstacles in communication process, it becomes necessary to know more about this barrier in detail, which disturbs the effective flow of thoughts, ideas, emotions, etc., as well as to concentrate on how we can overcome them as they appear in communication process. So there are mainly seven types of barriers in communication, but we can add in that also. Okay, so I have selected these seven barriers for you people, and I am adding in that mechanical barrier is not mentioned because it is a part of physical barrier. So these are the types of barrier in communication. First one is a physical barrier, second one is a cultural barrier, third one is a language barrier, fourth one is a organizational barrier, fifth one is a very important, that is a psychological barrier, sixth one is a physiological barrier, and seventh one is a personal barrier. Now let us start with the physical barrier. So physical barrier relate to disturbance in the immediate situation which can interfere in the course of an effective communication. Some of them are easy to after, whereas some may prove to be tough obstacles in the process of effective communication. So physical barrier, only remember that they are related to disturbance in the immediate situation. Some are easy and some are tough. So see, it is the barrier in which physical surrounding or concerning material things of the physical world or universe, the physical mode, its presence, natural features of the world, physical map, and other environmental objects disturb the process of communication directly or indirectly are called physical barrier. For example, okay, the two friends were discussing about their study on the ground. Suddenly the atmosphere changed and clouds gathered in the sky. With it, the rain started. What will happen? The result of it that these friends had to stop their communication and left the place. So this is called physical barrier. Understood? Okay. Next one. Next example is the class is fully engaged by the teaching of the teacher. The teacher and students were in full swing of listening and understanding, and at the same time, Pune appeared in the class and declined both the teacher and student. So, appearance of Pune here is the physical barrier. Next example. Due to crowd and their noise created in the meeting, which affected the delivered speech and the audience could not hear it properly. So, this is noise of crowd here is a physical barrier. I think with this example you now understood what is physical barrier. So, factors causing physical barrier are defects in media. Okay. Next one is distraction in environment, distance, ignorance of the medium, and physical disability. So, sometimes defects in media or defects in medium is also called as mechanical barrier. So I am not going to take it as a separate barrier, but see, whenever there is a, it is also one of the barrier to effective communication which appears in the process due to certain defects in devices, okay, or channel in the interpersonal group. So faulty equipments, loose mechanism, or difficulty from the mechanism of machinery or technical errors. Okay, so all these are defects in media. For example, when the workshop instructor was giving information about performing a job on lathe machine, that time they were interrupted by the sound of neighboring machine. This affected their communication, and they are going to unable to perform on lathe machine. This is nothing but mechanical barrier, or we can say that defects in media. Next one, the landing sound of an aeroplane or helicopter disturbs the surrounding offices or school. This is also noise, and this is also called as physical barrier. Due to that noise, we are not going to concentrate. So communication involves creating and responding to stimuli. When we communicating, our voice and tone stimulate the receiver to respond, and that is why traffic noise, loud music are all factors causing physical barrier. Next one is a environmental stress, that is a distraction in environment. So a barrier in communication can be caused due to environmental disturbances also. For example, climate, temperature. I already gave you example of the two students or two friends. They were discussing about their study on the ground, and what happened? Suddenly the atmosphere changed. So this is what? Environmental stress. Okay. Next one is subjective stress. Okay. Or we can say distance. So distance is also matters a lot in and act as a barrier. Next one is the ignorance of the medium. For the process of communication to occur, a medium or channel is required. But if individuals are not familiar with the medium or its correct usage, then barrier can take place. For example, I want to give you message, or I want to give a message to illiterate person on WhatsApp. So whether he or she able to read that message on WhatsApp if he is not knowing how to handle the WhatsApp. Okay. So this is what ignorance of the medium, and because of that also they are going to face problems. Now how to overcome? So while communicating messages, the external factors are surrounding affects the communication cycle, and the message may turn into misunderstanding or wrong interpretation. Therefore, the sender as well as the receiver should consider it or to overcome such harmful barrier so that message may become effective or feedback. So here what you have to do? You have to be updated with latest technologies. So because of that, ignorance of the medium, that will be not your problem. Next one, always choose a suitable environment. See, where suitable environment is there, where freshness is there, where we feel pleasant in atmosphere is there we can better communicate, and that is why choose such an environment to communicate. Next one, whatever you think that this will act as an obstacle, remove that obstacle, and always make signs easier to read. Example, if you could supplement written signs and picture and visual signs, and always try to motivate yourself. This is very important thing, that you have to motivate yourself. So if you are ready to do so, then definitely you will overcome with the physical barrier. Okay. Next one is a cultural barrier. Now what is cultural barrier? See, cultures provide people ways of thinking, ways of seeing, hearing and interpreting the world. Now all of you know that our India is having a diversity. There is unity, but there is always diversity. So it is very important to know each other's culture. While living in the society, we have to follow each other's culture. So it is very important to know about the culture of every people. So similar words can mean different things to people from different culture even when they talk the same language. So see, we are using, suppose Marathi language is your mother tongue. Definitely, see, the language of Vidarbha is quite different. That is Varadi language. Language from Marathwada is different. Language from other side of Maharashtra is different. It differs, though we are using same language, but there is a big difference in that language. So this is what, this is a cultural barrier. Okay, so how we have to overcome with this? So first we have to know about the cultural barrier, and then only we are able to know about cultural barrier. So there are some signs and some symbols, there are stereotypes and prejudice according to the culture, there are some behaviors and beliefs, there are due to religion also we are facing cultural barrier. Now we are going to see one by one. So first one is diversified cultural background. See, culture is all society transmitted behavior. It's art, architecture, language, science, symbol, ideas, beliefs. Everybody's beliefs are different. So different cultures have different meaning of words, behaviors and gestures. Culture also gives rise to prejudices, manners and opinions. It forms the way people think and believe. In America, people communicate freely and that is the part of their culture. In Germany, an Indian who is used to being very indirect with his communication might find their direct way of speaking rude. So, this is the cultural background. So we are having diversified cultural background, so it is very important that we should know about the culture, each other's culture. So some signs and symbols we are using different. For example, the sign thumbs up is taken as a sign of approval and wishing luck in the most of culture, but it is taken as an insult in Bangladesh. So in Bangladesh, you should not use the sign of thumbs up because it is insulting sign. Okay. So while using this culture, you have to know some signs and symbols. Next one, language and accent. So we are using different language and we are using different accent. Due to that accent, see, if you are going to Malwani Marathi and Varadi Marathi, both they are different because somewhat Konkani accents are there in Malwani Marathi. So like that, language and accent plays very important, and because of that only we are not able to get the particular meaning. Next one, behavior and nature. So cultural differences causes behavior and personality differences like body language, thinking, communication, manners, norms. For example, in some culture eye contact is important, where in some it is rude and disrespectful. So culture also sets specific norms which dictates behavior as they have guidelines for accepted behavior. So every action is influenced by your culture, like ambitions, career, interest, values. So mostly people who believes in God can cope up with their laws of life easily, but some are not believing God. They are thinking that it relates to their behavior and communication. So roles are defined by culture. So good communication only occurs between people with different cultures if they are both accepting each other. Okay, so that is very important. Sometimes there are some stereotypes and prejudice. For example, stereotyping, it is the process of creating a picture of whole culture. So we are going to generalize all people belonging to the same culture as having similar characteristic. For example, Asian students are stereotyped to be good at math, which is a positive stereotype. So different religions have their different cultures, and we have to follow that cultures according to that religion. So because of that also communication barrier occurs, and this is also one of the barrier. Okay, so how to overcome? First one, it is very important to know each other's culture. So have a thorough knowledge of your counterpart's culture background. You have to understand some traditions and customs, and you have to get information of all sides of culture. So through that you can overcome with the cultural barrier. Now let us go with the language barrier. Language barrier are also called as semantic barrier. Now what is semantic barrier or what is language barrier? So it is very simple to know about language barrier. As you all know that sometimes we are not able to understand message because of the language. Okay, so inability to converse in language that is known by both the sender and the receiver is the greatest barrier to effective communication. Why we are not able to communicate with German peoples? Because they are using German as their language, while we are using Marathi or English as our language, and because of that we are not able to do effective communication with them. Like that with the language, Mandarin language. So we are not able to know more about Mandarin language, and that is why we are not able to speak with Chinese people. So when a person uses inappropriate words while conversing or writing, it could lead to misunderstanding between the sender and the receiver. So it is very important that you should know about language barrier. So communication, remember that communication is impossible without using language, which contains various forms of it. The language itself is very dynamic. It delivers the message according it is used. So therefore every sender and receiver has to use language properly. It is the most important means of communication. So words have different shades of meaning and pronunciation, which should be used very carefully. For example, record, present, cite, etc. are the words used in different forms. Sometimes they are used as nouns and sometimes verbs. Therefore, it can create confusion or misunderstanding. Sometimes spelling and pronunciation have greater effect on communication. Let me take one example of see. SEEC meaning is different. SHC meaning is different. SEAC meaning is different. So what see, the word pronunciation is same but different meanings are there, and that is why the communication should be according to the language, and you have to rectify your language. Okay, all kinds of words you are using, you should be very careful about your language. So language is the tool used in communication to convey meaning. So, but remember that language is ambiguous in nature. So, what factors are there? First one, multi-language. Next one, region, inadequate vocabulary, and interpreting difference. Now see, we are going to see what is multi-language. So some people are multilingual person, but they are not having the command over each and every language. So jack of all and master of none, like that the thing is. So we are not able to understand the message perfectly, and though you know that India is having so many languages, okay, and we are not able to understand each and every language. So because there are so many languages, so it is not possible to understand each and every language. Next one, according to region wise language is going to change. So again it is going to become a big mistake. Again we are having inadequate vocabulary, that we are not having words or symbols, so like that, and we are not able to interpret difference. With that we are going to see we are expressing message badly. So the again language barrier occur. we are using symbol or words with different meanings. So again, sometime faulty translation may be a language barrier. There are some unclarified assumption, and whatever language you are using, no, use simple language. Don't use technical jargons. If you are using technical jargon, it is not possible to communicate effectively with the help of that jargon. So interpreting difference, you should know the difference. You should know how to use body language and your gesture decoding. So all these are the factors causing language barrier. Now how to overcome with the language barrier? See, first one, always speak slowly and clearly. Next one, ask for clarification. If you are speaking slowly and clearly, no, everybody will understand the meaning. Next one, always ask for clarification. So if you are able to ask questions, if you are able to clarify the thing, or if you are not knowing anything, if you are asking clarification, you will understand the message and there will be no misunderstanding. Next one, frequently check for your understanding. Be specific, be concise and be precise. So whatever your medium of communication, you have to choose effective medium of communication. That is also very important part. And have patience. It is very important to be patient, to have patience. So for overcoming language barriers, the sender and receiver both have to consider their own vocabulary and following objects separately. Okay. Next one is organizational barrier. So, what do you mean by organizational barrier? See, organizational barriers are organizational structure greatly affects capability of the employees as far as the communication is concerned. So, all the internal factors which block the process of communication are known as organizational barriers. Okay. Some such factors have already been discussed, like restrictive environment, deceptive tactics, communication network. So these are the, see, remember only these things, that factors related to your organization are called organizational barrier. Okay. So what are the different organizational barrier? We are going to see one by one. So what are the factors causing organization barrier? First one is a status relationship. Second one is one way flow. Third one is organization structure. Fourth one is rules and regulations. Fifth one is too many levels in organization structure. Now we are going to see one by one organizational barrier. Okay. So first one is a status relationship. Due to status relationship also we are going to face problems in organization. See, under organizing all the employees are divided into many categories on the basis of their level. So this formal division acts as a barrier in communication, especially when the communication moves from bottom to the top. For example, when a lower level employee has to send his message to a superior at the top level, there is a fear in his mind that the communication may be faulty, and because of this fear he cannot convey himself clearly and in time, so it delays the decision making. Next one, sometime in organization dictatorship is followed, like there is only one way flow, only manager or only boss will take decision and otherwise you have to implement that decisions. So it is a one way flow, so there is a no decision making consideration of employees, and that is why this is also one of the organizational barrier. Next one is the organization structure. So see, there is a complexity in organizational structure. So the greater number of managerial level in an organization makes it more complex. It results in delay in communication and information gets changed before it reaches to the receiver. In other words, negative things or criticism are concealed. Thus, the more the number of managerial level in the organization, the more ineffective the communication becomes. So, next one, rules and regulations. So rules, because of rules and regulations are also, it is one of the important organizational barrier. So organizational rule becomes barrier in communication by determining the subject matter, medium, etc. Okay, so it is troubled by the definite rule. The senders do not send some of the messages due to that rules and regulations. And too many level, I already told you that complexity in organizational structure, too many levels, organizational policies, or you can say the status of each and every member. So these are the organizational barriers. Now how to overcome these organizational barrier? So poor structure to the communication, a weak delivery, the use of the wrong medium to deliver to the communication, a mixed message, the message is delivered to the wrong audience, and a distracting environment can be also causes of organizational barrier. Okay, so if you want to clarify, or if you want to overcome with the organizational barrier, you have to um remove all these things in the organization. See, there should not be any kind of status ego, there should not be so much rules and regulations. So somewhat a democratic organization should be. Okay, now let us see what is psychological barrier. So psychological barriers can be described as the cause of distorted communication because of human psychology problems. So all of you know that emotions and attitudes of people affect the sending and receiving of message, creating psychological barrier. Okay, human beings are victims of bias and prejudice. They are suffering from anger, fear, joy and sorrow. So emotions, we are dealing with the emotion, and that is the main cause of psychological barrier. So it is one of the barrier to communication which appears due to the mindset of human being. So several abstract ideas, for example, mental condition, liking, disliking, fear, happiness, mental shock, feelings, emotion, self-image, opinions, ego, poor communication skill, impatience, prejudice, all that feelings are the part of psychological barrier. So, what are the psychological barrier? So, self-centered attitude, group identification, self-image, selective perception, defensiveness, filtering, status block, resistance to change, closed mind, poor communication skill, and state of health is some of the psychological barrier we are going to see. Now, first one is self-centered attitude. So many people are having self-centered attitude. We are not able to come from our self identity. We are not going to, we are not having broad mindset. We are only centered with ourself. So because of this attitude only, we are not able to communicate freely with other. Next one, group identification. This is also very important. Next one is a self image. So because of self image also, we are not going to communicate well. So each one of us looks at himself or herself in a particular way. Concept of one's own self affects the way we communicate and the results of communication. People interact messages and create their own understanding on the basis of their preconceived notion. So they usually accept messages and boost their self image and reject others, and because of that communication barrier occurs. Okay, next one is a selective perception. Now what is selective perception? We are having a closed mindset. Okay, we are having some perceptions, and because of that also we are not able to communicate with other. Next one, defensiveness. We are always defensive others. So we are never taking blame on our shoulder. We are always giving blame to others one. Filtering is also one of the thing. Because of that also we are not going to communicate freely. Next one is the status. So in organization status is treated as highest level and different manner. So we are always having the status feeling. We are always having we are not giving others one to means distrust with others is there. Okay, so many times we are unpleasant to communicate. It proves means communication gap is there because of our status. So means we are only giving importance to our status, we are not giving importance to others one. Next one, see, change is only constant but our mind is not ready to accept the change. So resistance to change is also one of the psychological barrier, and due to that we are not able to communicate well. Next one is a closed mind. So many persons face the kind of barrier to communication. Though they are intellectual and clever, they do not come in contact with common people. Their mean narrow interest leads them to failure in communication. Closed mind contracts the coming thoughts and ideas. Such people do not like to live in a group. They have their own goals and desired qualities. They think complete of themselves, therefore they fail in their goal. Consultancy or counseling help to overcome these barriers. So a close minded person has a, remember that he is having a narrow vision. Such a person rejects any other point of view, and a person with closed mind is not ready to accept new facts or alternatives. So this is also one of the psychological barrier. Next one, poor communication skill. So poor communication skill also is one of the psychological barrier, because we are not having able to communicate fluently, or we are not able to use language fluently, so we are not able to communicate. And next one is the state of health. So psychologically, maybe physically you are fit, but sometimes we are having stress, we are having tensions, we are suffering with the psychological diseases, and that is why these are the psychological barriers. Now overcoming this barrier is different from the individuals. It is related to human mind, just like many men minds. Every man has his own variation in barrier. So for overcoming this barrier, the speaker has to be aware about the mental condition of human being. He should use effective channels for communication. He should use few tricks for investing mind and capturing it for effective feedback or retention. Now let us go with the physiological barrier. Now it may result from individual's person discomfort caused, for example, by ill health or poor eyesight or hearing difficult. So physiological barrier is related to your physique. So means your health related problems related to health. Okay, so a physiological barrier to communication is a result of sensory dysfunction either on the part of the receiver or the sender. So physiological barrier are thus related to a person's health and fitness. These may arise due to disabilities that may affect the physical capability of the sender or the receiver. So physical defects in one's body may also disrupt communication. So if you suppose your health is not good, will you able to concentrate over the matter? No, because of physiological condition you are not able to concentrate on the things. So this is nothing but physiological barrier. Okay, next we are going to see personal barrier. What are the personal barrier? So personal barriers are related to yourself. Okay, so what are the personal barriers? So personal barrier, sometimes it is also psychological barrier, so they are related to yourself. So attitude of superiors, lack of confidence in subordinates, insistence of proper channel, ignoring communication, filtering of information, and if message is going to overload, all these are personal barriers. So see, some personal barriers. So these are the some barriers which are directly connected with the sender and the receiver. So they are called personal barrier because they are directly connected with the sender or receiver. Okay, so some barriers are related to your superiors and some barriers related to subordinate. For example, fear of challenge of authority is there. So everybody desires to occupy a high office in the organization. So if somebody is going to challenge the authority, then the fear is going to come. Next one, lack of confidence in subordinate. So top level superiors think that the lower level employees are less capable and therefore they ignore the information or suggestion sent by them. They deliberately ignore the communication. See, deliberately ignore the communication, okay, from the subordinates in order to increase their own importance. So these are the lack of confidence in subordinate. Next one, there are some unwillingness to communicate and lack of proper incentives. So lack of incentive to the subordinate create a hindrance in communication. Such personal barriers also occur in communication. Now how to overcome with it? So first, it is very important to start by listening to others. Listening is the first important skill you have to learn. There is a much difference between hearing and listening, but listening plays very important role, and that is why if you are going to listen, then you will be able to clarify if there is a confusion, and always stay calm and always be positive. Definitely you will overcome with all the barrier. So if you want to overcome all communication barrier, these are the some tips you have to follow. First one, always use symbol language. Have no assumption. Do not cross question during important discussion or meeting, and provide proper information related to the work before engaging in work. With this, I would like to tell you, always clarify your ideas before communication. So the person sending the communication should be very clear in his mind what he wants to say. He should know the objective of his message, and then only he will be able to do effective communication. You have to know the need of the receiver. If you are knowing the need of the receiver, definitely you will be able to do proper communication. Next one is always consult others before communication. If you are going to communicate with others, try to consult with the people. Try to consult with others, because if you are going to consult with others, definitely they will give you a big advantage. Be aware of your language, tone and content of the message, because language plays very important part. If you are rude in language, nobody will listen you. Convey things of help and value the listener. See, have empathy towards your listener, because they are there and that's why you are speaking. And that is why always try to ensure proper feedback. So feedback is very important. Your message should be consistent. Take follow up of your communication, and always be a good listener. So it is the essence of communication that both the sender and the receiver should be good listeners. So both should listen to each other's point of view with attention, patience, and positive attitude. And definitely, a sender can receive much relevant information by being a good listener. So these are the more tips for you people. Now conclusion is that communication plays very important vital role for the growth and development of an individual, or we can say organization and the nation. So effective communication will not be possible without proper understanding of the barrier. So if you are able to know the barrier, definitely you will able to solve the things properly. If you are not able to know the barrier, if suppose you are not knowing the problem, how you will get solution? So it is very important that you should know about the barriers. Okay, so effective communication will not only be possible without proper understanding of the barrier, and proper understanding of the barrier is necessary to avoid barriers and make communication effective. And remember that only you will do effective communication. If sender sends the message to the receiver understands it thoroughly and he gives feedback to the sender, then and then only you are able to do your effective communication. And for that, always clarify your ideas, communicate according to the need of the receiver, consult others before communication, ensure proper feedback, and always be a good listener. Thank you very much.